Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Triangle Blue Velvet Season 1, Episode 9. And the name of this episode is Beautiful Nightmare. Yo, this episode was everything. I was so here for it. And yo, shout out to Corey Holland. It was great seeing Jarrell's character back. And let me say, Corey, you did a phenomenal job playing this role of Jarrell. And I was blown away because pretty much what we see in this episode, Jarrell is in a coma, but there's so many different scenarios that he's playing out. Pretty much scenarios, involving his life as well as his possible death. And we see the first scenario. We see that he literally charges at Jabril, punches him and everything, and they kind of squabble. He's saying that you are and he pretty much tells Jabril that you are the reason why all this bad shit keeps happening. My life was so much better before I came to Easton. You know what? Stay the hell away from me and stay the hell away from my mom. And I was like, yo, what the fuck was going on? Because I'm thinking he's kind of put it together that, Jabril pretty much because pretty much he took the bullet for Jabril. So it's like now he's charging at Jabril like I damn near lost my life because of you. But then we actually see that he's in a coma, and then we see that that Jabril and Brandon are there looking in on him, and pretty much we see that Jabril is trying to avoid Corinne. He talks to her on the phone, but he don't want to see her ass. Because we definitely know the last time they were with each other, they pretty much she kind of blamed him and, said that she was going to take him back home, which is what she did. So they're pretty much, in town, and he's trying to avoid Corinne. So they've come to visit him, and we see that Jabril goes to talk to the doctors about his condition, and he's saying that is he being fed properly and all of that. So he goes to check on all of that. In the meantime, we see that Brandon, talks to Jarrell, and he's pretty much saying that, man, I really miss you. I miss how you annoy me and all that shit, man. He says you got to get better, and we really see that Brandon is really sincere and that he really misses him because him and Jarrell got very close. And I'm pretty sure it's tearing up Brandon just as much as it's tearing up Jabril that he's in this state, because they both kind of took him in, and he was kind of like, he became, not only was he Jabril's little brother, he became Brandon's little brother too. And it was great to see that, and to see that both of them are really feeling the devastation that Jarrell is in this condition is really sad. So then we get another scenario where it's in the future that Jarrell actually survived. Him and Jabril are on good terms. He's working at Davenport Industries, and he's pretty much talking about, Barron's old smug ass, and he's saying that, look, Barron ain't gonna fucking congratulate you. He's not gonna really praise you, but I know he's happy with what you're doing. So we're seeing that, Jarrell has become a part of Davenport Industries. He's successful, and he's working alongside Jabril. And Jabril's like, look, I'm just going to sit back, and I'm just going to let you handle things, man, because that's the best way you're going to learn is just getting your hands dirty. And then talking about, doing projects and stuff like that. So we're seeing that both of them are on good terms. They already had the baby, and I think in this scenario, the baby's a girl. And, him and Melanie are together, and pretty much he's kind of, going off on Jabril, saying, like, look, y'all need to stop spoiling, you need to stop spoiling my daughter and stop giving her all that candy and all that shit. So it was really touching to see that look, this is a could have been moment, or could still be a possibility. So that was actually a good scene that they showed, and it was cool seeing Jarrell back at that place where we know him, because we all know that Jarrell is really a good guy. He definitely had some shit with him when he first came about, but we've definitely seen Jarrell blossom into this wonderful guy. You know, the one person that had Jabrill's back throughout the whole situation. You know, the main person that had Brandon's back too. You know, that one person that was good in Jabrill's life, and yet he's literally, fighting for his life right now, so it's crazy. But I definitely loved that scene. I thought it was pretty awesome. So pretty much, then it comes back, to actual time. We see that Jarrell's still in the coma. We see that Jabril comes back, and Brandon says that he wants to pray for him, and he also reveals that Melanie's about to come into town, and she's going to be staying with Corinne. But in case shit don't, because Melanie and Corinne did not get along at all, but Corinne offered her a place to stay there so she can be there to see Jarrell. But then Jarrell was like, just in case Corinne may be on her bullshit, I'm going to get her a room and everything, so in case things pop off, she'll have a place to go. But they actually, Brandon actually prays, and we see that Jabril joins hands, and, they both go to the throne of grace to ask that God save Jarrell's life, and that God does what he needs to do, and he says that, have thine own way. So I thought that was really powerful. Then we actually also get, another scenario, and this is Jarrell and his relationship with Brandon. He plays like that annoying little brother. Brandon's studying, and he's coming in, it's like, yo, you always studying, man. Look, won't you just watch TV with me? Watch 30 minutes of TV. Oh, Family Guy. Let's watch Family Guy. And Brandon's like, man, if you don't get the hell out of here, I'm studying. He's like, man, stop acting like a bitch. Just watch 30 minutes of TV. Just 30 minutes of TV. Like, dude, you're going to drive yourself crazy with all this damn studying. Yo, just watch 30 minutes of TV. Just give me 30 minutes, and then we good. And he's like, fine, I'll give you your 30 damn minutes, and then after this, get the hell out of my room. But it was good to see that, he was not only Jabril's baby brother, he was Brandon's baby brother too. It goes to show even more that Brandon and Jabril have that real deep connection, and everybody would be affected if Brandon and Jabril broke up, because they have so much, tied to them, especially, Jarrell, because Jarrell loved them both. They were both his big brothers, and that nearly moved me. I mean, I definitely kind of teared up a little bit in that scene, because I was like, wow, I'm really rooting that Jarrell survives. And then we get the other scenario that if Jarrell dies, because we see that Jarrell's this ghost. Brandon and Jabril are talking about Jabrell's death and talking about how it's affected everybody. And in this scenario, he had a son versus a daughter, and we see Jarrell is like screaming, "I'm not dead, I'm here. Why can't anybody hear me?" And we just see that in this situation, Jarrell has died, and we're seeing how it's affecting his mother, how it affected Melanie, and how it's affected Brandon and Jabril. They're together, but you can definitely see how distraught they both are. And it gets to the point that Jarrell just breaks down crying, "I'm still here! I'm still here!" And then we see that, next thing you know, we see that it goes back to the coma, and Jarrell has this crazy reaction where his body starts shaking, and then eventually there's no more activity. So we're all left wondering what the hell just happened. Then we get the scene between Allura and Lenny, and this time Lenny wasn't holding back for shit, because the last time we saw them, Allura got in her feelings when she saw Lenny, talking with Jabril, and Chloe was there. So immediately she went there that he want Chloe and all of this shit, and she just kind of just went the fuck off. And that was the last time she spoke to him. So Lenny's pissed. And he's like, you know what? I ain't here for this shit. You say you love me, but then you do this and you act, but then You act all funny once I share shit with you, and then on top of it, you up here, you're just making it all about you, and it's about me too, and all of this shit. And Alora's like, but dude, you just told me about your status, and you think I'm just supposed to be okay with it. What the fuck? And it's really because Lenny has fought to make peace with it, but then again, Lenny, it was a struggle for you. So what makes you think it's not going to be a struggle for Alora? So I'm not all against how the way Alora feels, but at the end of the day, Alora, you need to make up your damn mind. Either you're going to be with the man or not. But we definitely see that their love between them is definitely still there. But he is just over her and her bullshit. He said that, great. You just making it all about you again, about how you feel, about your feelings. Hell, what about mine? How do you think it makes me feel that the woman that I love sees me as a disease? And then she talks about, I know I can be on PrEP, but the fact that I have to go through this, I don't know if I want to take a pill every single day just to be with you. I mean, she was kind of being honest with her opinions, and we just definitely see that it's hurting Lenny, and Lenny is just upset because he wants to be with the love of his life, and we can definitely say Lenny is the love of her life, but this thing, which is serious, but they're on opposing sides of it. Lenny's saying that, look, I have made peace with it, that I can live a long life, and I can actually be myself. But Alora's saying that all the plans and things I had have now been completely thrown out the window because now you're HIV. We can't have children, and I can't have sex with you unless I'm taking a pill. So these are serious things that anybody would question when dealing with this situation. And it's just so sad that it's come to this where they're now at odds, because I'm rooting for Lenny and Alora to be together. Because I see the love there. Even in this situation, I can still see the reason why he's so mad is because he fucking loves her. And I have to say, yes. Sam Kiley, you are definitely doing a damn good job playing this role, because in this scene we really saw him deliver big time, and I saw another side of Lenny. Lenny is over Alora's bullshit, because the fact that she blew off at him like that at Jabril's house and kind of somewhat made a scene, and then that was the last time he talked to her. And the reason why they came back is because he had a bag of hers that he wanted to return, and she said she thanked him for bringing his bag, but then it brought back the whole discussion about their relationship and his HIV status. I'm like, I just think, oh girl, what you need is some counseling. Y'all two need to be in counseling, just like Brandon and Jabril. Y'all need to have a session, with the doctor, and get this together, because I think you guys can make it, but you guys are going to need some help, and you're going to need some outside influence to work you guys through your issues, and it's going to take some time, but I think Lenny and Alora can make it, and I'm really rooting for it. But then again, we may have we saw a little bit more about Chloe's ass, and Chloe may be a fucking problem. Just saying. Because when they kind of got into it, Alora brought up Chloe. She was like, I kind of saw her up in your face, and all this shit. What was I supposed to think? He's like, you saw me talking to somebody that I just met, who was somebody that she was there to see Jabril. I just so happened to talk to her, and we were cool or whatever, but it was nothing like that. But then she said that, but why the fuck does that matter to you? We're not together, remember? That's because Alora wants to be with him, but then again, she don't want to fully be with him because of the status. But I'm like, boo-boo, it ain't no in-between. You can't stay in the gray. It's either yes or no, black or white, sugar or salt, or salt and pepper. You got to make a decision. And that's where Alora's at. She needs to make a decision. So we had that going on. So after that, So after that, we see that Jabril gets a call from Corinne. Corinne pretty much lets him know why did he leave, and that soon as he left, Jarrell went into cardiac arrest. That's why he had that shaking moment, and he just afterwards it was no more movement. He pretty much went into cardiac arrest. So immediately this shakes Jabril up because he's like, oh my God, I leave and this happens. Oh my God, how could I fucking do this? And we see that he gets shaken up, but then Brandon tries to comfort him and lets him know that, look, you know, you need to kind of, you know, he kind of like comforts Jabril and let him know, like, look, this is not your fault. You cannot blame yourself for this. You know, regardless whether we stayed or not, this would have happened. And he's saying, but if I would have stayed, you know, I would be at ease. But after I leave and something like this happens, I want to be close to my brother. So we see that Brandon and him embrace, and we see that Brandon really does love Jabril, and we all, of course, we know that. But even in this deep dark time, he's pretty much showing his love and dedication to him, and he's telling him that, look, you need to take it easy. I know you're upset, but you need to you need to calm down. But then again, we already know that's going to be hard for Jabril to do because Jabril feels responsible as to why Jarrell is in this situation. When, in all honesty, it's not really your fault. It's Mason's fault. And Mason, the chickens are coming home to roost for Mason's ass, and we're starting to see that already in Three-Siders too. So, but not to get too much off on a tangent, let's keep it moving. So after that, we see the next scene, Jabril meets up with Chloe, and he pretty much upstates Chloe, and Chloe's attitude is so stank that it's really making me repulsed. I'm like, damn. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who pissed in your cornflakes this morning? Because she just has this real smug way about her. But then again, we're starting to see a more sinister side of Chloe. And it's making me think, is Chloe really behind this whole situation with Kat? Because in this situation, what ends up happening, Jabril updates her and lets her know that, look, I pretty much got all the footage from that hotel in D.C. He said that, look, most of the footage is gone, but I got one of my people who was able to recover some footage, and he shows a picture of this guy that they caught on camera. He shows it to Chloe. Chloe's like, I don't know who that guy is, because he asked her, do you recognize this person? Oh, I don't know who that is. And Jabril immediately is cut off like, you mean to tell me you never seen this person before? She's like, no, I haven't. I have no idea who he is. Not at all. No. And I'm like, and she don't realize you're talking to a Davenport. And you talking to one of those Davenports who always has that third eye open. So he immediately is looking at Chloe like, I don't believe this. Like, he was kind of giving that look like, I don't believe this. Like, seriously. So we see afterwards she leaves, and he kind of like, what he ends up doing is that he ends up calling one of his guys or whatever, and he says that, you know what? You know that guy that I was telling you about to look into? Also look into Chloe Richards. Yeah, check her out too, because something ain't sitting right. And I'm like, see, that's Jabril, trusting his instincts as he should, because we kind of see, we pretty much kind of see later on that Chloe's starting to reveal more and more that Chloe can't be trusted. So then we actually, after that, Jabril goes to talk to Allure. And we see that Allure is still in her feelings about Lenny, because he reveals to her that not only is he doing business with Lenny, but he wants to invest more money and maybe buy some shares in Lenny's company. She immediately is against that. Oh my God, we just broke up and now he's doing business with you and all of this. And You know, like, this is just too damn much, Jabril. But then he's like, but but then Jabril's like, look, at the end of the day, it's business. Why are you making your personal life a part of the business? Like, what's going on here? But we can definitely tell that she's still in love with him, but she just can't come to face the fact that, look, sometimes when you love somebody, you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Sometimes it's going to have to be some compromise. And she just wants to stay in her lane, like, I got to worry about my health and worry about my own well-being. Yeah, you do. But at the end of the day, you can't hold Lenny hostage and just want to deal with him when you want to deal with him. You're either going to have to be with him in totality or not at all. But while they're having this conversation, we see that Jabril is packing up his bags. He's going back to see Jarrell. And, and of course, Alora's like, what are you doing? You just got back. He said that, look, that he just had a cardiac arrest. I really want to go there and make sure he's being well cared for. And then he said that, have you talked to Corinne about this situation? And, are you going to, he's saying that, yeah, I'm going to go there for a while and I'm going to try to work some things out. And he's saying, well, are you going to update Corinne? He's like, I ain't got to tell Corinne nothing. I'm the one paying, so at the end of the day, it's my say. And she's like, but then we actually see that Alora still has that connection with Jabril, that, when Jabril really gets too far on that Davenport evil shit, she's one of those people that can kind of reel him back, like, nah, bruh, that's still his mother. She should be included in whatever decisions you make. And then he also says that, does Brandon know that you're going? And he says that, look, Brandon right now is in D.C. I want to go and take care of this and, get back here, around the same time as him, so everything will work out. But then he said that, yeah, and then like Alora's like, yeah, but you better not, make a move on Jarrell and not tell Brandon about it, because Brandon is a part of this also. So we see that we still got the good Alora there. But Alora right now is just still, she's still hurt and still up against the wall about this whole situation with Lenny. So she definitely was dead set against Jabril becoming more and more involved in his business. So therefore, afterwards, we see that Jabril finally meets up with Lenny, and like he pretty much lets him know that, look, I really love your business idea and I want to invest more money. Possibly get more shares and everything. But then, all of a sudden, he pretty much, they pretty much talk about Allure, because he says that, Allure kind of feel some kind of way about me doing this, but I wanted to bring it up to you first. And, I created another contract and you can have your lawyer look at it. But then Lenny says, I told Allure that this business thing had nothing to do with her. That, this was not to hurt her or to spite her or anything like that. So we see that going on, and he gives him the papers for Lenny to take to his lawyer. Then he talks to Chloe, and he pretty much, and also we saw that when Jabril was talking to Allura, he asked Allura to get Chloe a job at Davenport Industries. There's an opening for a receptionist. Try to set it up to get her that job. So next we see Chloe. When Chloe comes back, Jabril lets her know that, I got you taken care of. I got a job opening for you, and gave her the information about it and all of that. So after she gets the information, she leaves. Next thing you know, she calls somebody on the phone and was like, I'm in. And the next time you delete some footage, do it properly, dumbass. And I was like, this bitch. And it's making me think. Because I started to think back, and when we first got introduced to Chloe in Davenport Industries, when she was, when she kind of spread eagle for Julian's old slut puppy pansexual ass, I remember there was a scene between her and Kat where Kat told her to stay the fuck away from Julian, and that here it is, you done gave your virginity, and you don't know nothing about this guy, and you just being gullible and stupid, and she let her know, you stay the fuck away from him, this shit ends now, or, you know, I pretty much sever all ties with your ass. So that makes me think, and the funny thing about it, after they had that scene, Kat gets kidnapped. So I'm beginning to think, is Chloe behind the kidnapping of her own mother? I think we have to keep watching to find that out. But that suspicion definitely came out ringing like, yo, Chloe's on some bullshit. And because we definitely know that after Chloe was kidnapped, she was literally throwing herself on Julian at the party at Baron's mansion. And then when she found out that, you know, he had sex with he had sex with Jordan, aka, you know, Liberace, she got in her feelings, and then when Julian got shot, you saw that she had this sinister look on his face. So I was like, yeah, Chloe looked like she on some shit. And it's obviously that she is, but I want to see, is her and Kat working together, or did she have Kat kidnapped because she wants to be the head of Davenport? You know, there you go. So then we get the last scene with Lenny and Jabril. Lenny lets him know that, look, we need to stick to the original agreement, and I don't want to make any more mess, you know, for you or Laura or anything like that. Even though I like the idea, we should just stick with the original agreement that we had. And Jabril's like, okay, fine, I understand that, but if you change your mind, let me know. So I'm like, it goes to show that Lenny still loves Laura. So all they need is some therapy, like Brandon and Jabril, and they can really work through this issue and really get back together. So that's what I have, y'all. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. I'd love to talk to you about it. This was a really good episode. In my opinion, this was probably the best episode of Triangle Blue Velvet to date. So this was really good. But that's what I have, y'all. So subscribe to brtbtv.com. If you have not done so, do it now, because there's a lot of great work going on with BRTB-TV, and you guys need to jump on board and be a part of it. Also, check out the Triangle Fan Club on Facebook. You get everything BRTB-TV. You'll get posts from the cast and crew, as well as updates from the creator, Caesar Williams. So definitely, you know, subscribe to brtbtv.com, and check out the Triangle Fan Club on Facebook. As well, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video, and I'll be back with the next episode of Triangle Blue Velvet. So until next time, everybody, take care.